Steph did 50 again. Jimmy Butler added 27. That means they're 18-2 with Steph and Jimmy together. They pulled in that to that fifth seed. I know you don't want to be there, but they're there. Can we accurately describe Steph Curry? We talk about let's appreciate LeBron. I swear to God, every time LeBron sneezes, let's appreciate LeBron sneezing. I feel like Steph gets kind of lost in this. Maybe it's because it's the baby face look and he looks the same way he did in 2015 or 16, even though he doesn't. That man looks like a much older man right now. We just think
Yeah,
he
he
looks
does.
like a baby face. But the fact that he is carrying this team to within a whisker of home court advantage, all you gave him was 20 games of Jimmy Butler, and he is like, oh, we back.
See, now I'm thinking about who's gonna play Steph in the biopic. You know what I mean? Like Ice-T, you get the right beard dye on Ice-T. I think he could pull it off. Like Steph, the reason why we don't appreciate him is because we're in the age now where we're inundated with highlights and and snippets and sound bites and documented. Like we have so much access that if you constantly get beat over the head with the greatness, you're like, all right, we get it. He's great. Not for me, man. I think my appreciation for Steph Curry has risen, and I was always appreciative from the moment we got introduced to him at Davidson, right? But it's risen over the years because all of the things that he does are still box office. Like when LeBron James goes in for one of these soaring dunks, we know, all right, you're gonna be out for a week. You keep messing around. You know what I mean? Like when he knew he was gonna break the scoring record against the Thunder, they're like, all right, see you in a couple weeks, champ, because you done redlined it for a good 2 days now. Everything that this dude does, it seems effortless, and they call it effortless, which is crazy to me because it sounds so weird. But we have to understand that one, shooting a basketball isn't as easy as he makes it look. We always talk about how hard it is to hit a baseball, how tough it is to play corner in the NFL. With these defenses that for a decade and a half now have been worked, schemed, and executed to stop him. And looking at dudes the night before, like, get your rest. You're going to run around with Steph tomorrow. Just make it hard for him. These are the best athletes in the world. And for a decade plus, this man has been lighting dudes on fire in a way that you can only dislike if you used to be the dude who had to run around and chase a guy at recess or in your varsity basketball. I feel like in the moments where there are greats, because we do this, Mount Olympus thing where they could only be one, like how we used to do and still do with the lady rappers, where it's like, oh, which one do you like best? Because there can only be one. And then you got a bunch of these bum ass dudes running around with microphones who can get away with everything. Like I feel like that with Steph, where it's like, no. Look at 52 points, 10 rebounds, 8 assists. They needed all of them, right? They needed every drop of that. And he's doing it on your floor in a place where since Tony Allen and Zach Randolph, like Memphis has been a great basketball fan base and culture, and you go in the grindhouse, it's going to be a tough place to play. He has done this so many different times that, it's kind of like the Giannis fatigue where you see Giannis get 34 and 11. You're like, oh, well, it's like, wait a minute, those are Shaq numbers. Like with Steph, it's like, nobody's doing this. Like, I didn't get a chance to watch Larry Bird in his heyday, but I know about Larry Bird, and we can, we saw Larry perform at the end in the early 90s before the back went out, and that's why the back was going out. This man has revolutionized the game. He's taken centers off of rosters, right? I remember when they used to have 3 big men or 4 sometimes on every roster. One of those dudes is turned into a small forward down on the roster. He is such a special talent. He's such a special player, and he's a showman too.
Yes.
And the fact that he's marketable in the way that he is, like, I ask you this, I should say. If there was no LeBron, say LeBron James, and it's hard to say that because Steph has had some battles, obviously, in the finals with LeBron.
Right.
But if there was no LeBron, I think the league's marketing of Steph would have been so much different. Like, this is the dude you could say, hey, Every man can identify with you because they think they 6'3", 195 pounds with chisel muscle. You mess around
Right.
and think Steph Curry is small if you want to.
Yeah,
But when we
yeah.
look at him on the court, we're like, oh, look at him. He's an everyman kind of guy. Like when Dustin Pedroia won the MVP for the Boston Red Sox, yeah, short, fat dudes running around his country thinking, oh, yeah,
Right,
we
right,
can
right.
celebrate because he's doing it. The league has this dude that has this gym that's just been LeBron this whole time. He
Mm-hmm.
has been, without question, the either second through fifth best player for 10 plus years. And then he does it in a run, a playoff run. We're like, oh yeah, at some point the Warriors, oh, look at that. They're in the West Conference. Oh shit, they're in the finals. Wait a minute. Did the Warriors just win a few years ago? You know, like that's what I was saying. Like, nah, it's over. You know,
Yeah.
Clay done, Draymond getting old,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Draymond out there looking like Mister from Color Purple. You know what I'm saying? Like things have changed so much, and Steph is just still out there bombing on you. Like, I don't know. Once you get it going like that, and especially in the first quarter, this ain't one of those slow burns. If Steph gets 15 or more in you in the first quarter, please believe he's not going to end up with 25. And he did it again last night. So blessings to him, man. That's another one of those careers that when it's over, man, you're gonna get a chance to tell your family and children, whoever, like, yo, I watched the greatest, undoubtedly, of all time, and you can't really say that on a lot of different levels in too many sports that we consume.
No, he's the greatest shooter ever. I don't care whatever the numbers wind up saying years
Nah,
down the line and everything else. I know in mind's eye, like he's it, right? And he said, my tank is pretty full. Like, that's the scary thing about this, Jason, is that since they added Jimmy Butler, who we know is really damn ornery, but also really smart to know, oh, I'm playing with that dude. Like, he played with some dudes, but I think he knows I'm playing with that dude. 27, 5 and 4 on 47 from the field, 42 from 3, 91. And all they did was, we ain't giving you a super team. We're giving you Jimmy Butler, who is disgruntled in Miami, and adding these other pieces with you, right? And Draymond Green and everything else.